But Doug, I can tell you, my heart is just so heavy having just heard your story, but yet it's so full because it reminded me of how beautiful it is with life, that at any given time you can close one chapter and you can start completely fresh and new, and you can write your own chapter, and that's exactly what you've done. And everything I know about Doug is so inspirational. And who would have ever thought that any of that ugliness was part of your past? But it's made you just a really beautiful person, and it's such a joy to know you and know how much you've done for our community. So it's a joy here to be here today and present to you a proclamation on behalf of all city council members who have joined us to commend you. I will read every whereas. Okay, absolutely. We love whereas around here. But I can tell you, when I was a young person here, I used to think that the beauty that surrounds us is what makes Encinitas such a great place to be. But as I've grown older, I know that these hidden treasures in our community are the thing that make Encinitas so wonderful and so beautiful. So we are going right here and reading the whereas. You better believe it. Oh yeah, absolutely, the whole thing. I'm instructed. Lois is in charge. Whereas, during Doug Jones' entire life journey, from his early years in a dangerously violent home to the original phone call that ignited a volunteer effort to protect the San Francisco Bay when he was 21, like 2 years ago, on through his years as a father and up until today, he has had a drive to serve his community. And whereas getting people involved in projects he cares about is a natural-born gift for Doug. And it turns out all the efforts he has initiated have not only been his way of righting injustices, helping to protect lives, or bringing his creative genius into play, but as he says, it is also always his way of healing from the storms of his life and becoming the person he set out to be all those years ago when he was very young. And whereas Doug worked with his neighbors to stop the development of a sewage plant in the La Costa Valley, when the process started, a sewage plant could be built within 500 feet of anyone's home, and after Doug and his neighbors fought for the development, the laws were changed to 2,500 feet or a quarter mile. Whereas as a parent, Doug was active in the Boy Scouts and helped in saving the Emerald Bay Boy Scouts camp on Catalina Island. And whereas today here in Encinitas, we have a well-organized structure for ongoing training of our CERT graduates, as well as coordination in the face of a disaster that is due to Doug's efforts to organize and establish a 501c3 nonprofit organization, complete with a board of directors. And whereas Doug has worked tirelessly on a cruise night, it's tiring just to hear about it, one of Encinitas' favorite downtown, full-scale summer street parties, which has quadrupled in size and scope and helped celebrate our city's vehicle history, going from 2 horsepower to 300 horsepower. And whereas these are only a few examples of Doug's contributions, because ladies and gentlemen, we need out of here by 5, his passion for helping others and serving our community shines through every day and leads the way for others, including all of you, to do the same. Now therefore I, Kristen Gaspar, Mayor of the City of Encinitas, along with all Encinitas City Council members, do hereby commend and express our sincere appreciation to Doug Jones for his outstanding service, leadership, and commitment to making our community a better place to live.